Hello and welcome, bookworms. Welcome to this week's episode of The Content and Narrative. We are looking at In the Lives of Puppets by T.J.Klune. Now, you are aware that I've already done two of his books, Under the Whispering Door and House in the Cerulean Sea, which again, if you've read them, please leave it below in the comments because they are beautiful books. They are phenomenal books, and I have reviewed them on my channel, and I would 100% recommend people go out and read them. They are beautiful. So this, In the Lives of Puppets, it's good, and it's a good piece of literature. It's not as great as the other two stories, I felt. I felt the other two stories were a lot more heartfelt. It kind of left me going, oh. This one left me going, oh, okay. But it was still a really good book. I just feel like because I've read those other two where they've just been absolutely phenomenal, I think this is why with this one I've been a bit like, okay. So essentially, it follows a human named Victor, okay? So he lives in a world that's been taken over by robots. Humans don't exist. Humans aren't real. Well, they're real, but like they don't exist anymore. Like the robots have done the uprising. They're now living their best lives. Humans are not a real thing. There might still be some hidden somewhere, but there's not. And you've got Victor in this life where he's lives in a tree house with a couple of really lovely robots, and it's kind of like, obviously as he's growing up, you know, he doesn't feel like he's that different, but then when he starts salvaging a bit more, he salvages a robot called Hap, and then he starts learning that his dad, as it were, Geo, and Hap, they share a past, and then they're trying to figure out what the past was, and then Geo gets taken. He vanishes, and then so Hap and Victor and a couple of the other little robots that he lives with go on an adventure to get Geo back, because obviously that's his dad, so he's obviously going to fight for him. And it's a really lovely story. As with all of T.J. Klune's other books, it's a beautiful story because he doesn't, like, he realizes that he's human at this point when he's got Hap, but he doesn't realize how dire it is because obviously he's lived out in the woods in a treehouse with his robot family, and then as he's going along on this adventure, he realizes that actually humans are hated, humans are hunted, humans are despised, and so he spends a lot of the time, you know, trying to fit in, trying to become a robot, and it's a very bittersweet ending. And again, I don't discuss endings on my channel because I don't do spoiler alerts or anything like that. So once you've read it, and, you know, let me know below in the comments, like, kind of what you thought of the ending as well. But it was a very bittersweet ending. And it's just really nice to kind of read this little adventure story. And I think because obviously normally I like reading like horrors and thrillers, but I've not done a lot of those recently. I feel like I've just been in an adventure mode kind of thing. But T.J. Klune writes these characters so well that honestly at times you kind of half forget that that half of like the everybody apart from Victor are robots. So it'll you'll be reading it and you'll be going along, and then they'll say something about, oh yeah, Hap's a robot. And it's just about, it's about finding yourself, it's about finding your family, it's about, you know, because family isn't blood. Okay, yeah, you've got your mom, your dad, or your dad, your mum. You've got your sisters or brothers, or, you know, you've got your siblings, you've got, you know, any kind of nieces, nephews, like nibblings, whatever. You've got your family, but family is not blood. Okay, family is what you make it. So you might have grown up in a large family, but then actually you only speak to one person from that family because that's how you like it, because that's how you feel. And what I love about this is, like, obviously we've done the found family is something that's done quite regularly, but with this, like, the found family is the fact that, like, he's a human surrounded by robots, and they go against their programming because the program is to destroy humans, and they go against their programming to make sure he's safe and he's loved. And I love this journey and I love this adventure, and I would definitely recommend you giving it a read, because honestly, T.J. Klune, I've yet to read a bad book by him, and I really did enjoy it. And I think the only reason why I probably didn't think it was as great is because of the fact that Under the Whispering Door and A House in the Cerulean Sea are just phenomenal pieces of work. But yeah, so it's a beautiful and heartfelt fantasy adventure, and honestly, please, please, please leave below in the comments. Let me know what you think of it. Because again, you might agree with me, you might disagree with me, you might read it and go, well, actually, do you know what, was not a fan, and that's fine, because as I said, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, is books are open to interpretation. What one person likes another person might not like. We're not the same people, we have our own interests. But anyway, thank you so much for your continued support. I know I say this every single week, but genuinely I do mean it from the bottom of my heart. Otherwise, I'd be just making these videos and sending them out to an empty audience, like to just disappear into oblivion. But I like the idea of having people like watch this and read books based off my recommendations, then recommending it to friends and family, going, oh, have you read this book? Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and seeing that spark. And then, you know, the best thing that happened to me was like, someone came to me and recommended me a book because it'd been recommended by a friend of theirs, and by the end of the trail I realised that I was the one that first recommended the book, and then it had gotten around all these people and ended up being recommended back to me. And I was like, I think it was called The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, which again I've done on this channel, and it just made me smile, because you know, when you just sit there and go, oh, this is what I'm trying to do. And not everyone are readers, and that is absolutely fine. Find what you're comfortable with. But thank you so much. Honestly, I do mean it from the bottom of my heart. But remember to always keep it contento.